In today's video, we shall be considering a very fundamental principle of law called consideration. And while considering this topic, we shall be looking at the following objectives. Number one, what is consideration? Number two, can a person who has not offered consideration in a contract have rights in law? Number three, can consideration fail? Number four, can consideration be refunded? Number five, executed and executory consideration. Number six, past consideration. Number seven, adequacy of consideration. Number eight, and the last, sufficiency of consideration with reference to the rule in the Pinez case. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you are new in this channel, my name is Sunday, and in this channel, I teach basic principles of law. If you are an LLB student or you are a law enthusiast looking for a channel where the principles of law are demystified, you have the right channel here. You are welcome. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell in case I release a video like this, you get to know about it. And please comment and share with your friends. Consideration simply means an exchange of value, whether benefit or detriment, flowing from the promisee to the promisor with regards to the subject matter of the contract. That is to say that when an offer is made and accepted, the offeree who have accepted the offer gives something in exchange for the offer. That thing is called consideration, and it is a very important element in the law of contracts. Now, considering the case of Courier and Misa, which is the locus classicus for the principle of consideration, in that case, the court held that a valuable consideration in the eye of the law may consist either in some right, interest, profit, or benefit accruing to the one party, or some forbearance, detriment, loss, or responsibility given, suffered, or undertaken by the other. Now, in that case, it means or implies that consideration is not only benefit or profit, it can also be detriment suffered by one party. Now, on the question whether a person who has not furnished consideration in a contract can have a legal right to enforce that contract, well, the law is right that only a person who has offered consideration can have a ground of enforcement in that contract. That is to put in another way that only that any person who has not offered consideration in any contract cannot suffer any liability and cannot have any benefit in that contract. The court made it very clear in the case of Abachi and Azubike that it is right that only a person who personally provide consideration can enforce a contract, where the consideration is provided for the benefit of a third party. That party cannot himself enforce the agreement. Now, the next question of record is whether consideration can fail. The answer to this is yes. Consideration can fail where one of the parties to the contract fails to accept the benefit of the valuable consideration which springs from the root and the essence of the contract. This can be seen in the case of Abachi and Azubike. The next question here is whether or not consideration can be refunded. The answer to this question is yes. Consideration can be refunded where a person has paid money to another for a contract which has failed. The law is right that that person is entitled to a refund. In the case of Star Finance and Property Limited and others, and NDIC decided in 2012, Law Pavilion 8394, Court of Appeal. The court held that the law is settled that a party who has paid money to another for a consideration that has totally failed under a contract is entitled to claim the money back from the other party. So the next objective to handle here is executed and executory consideration. Now, what is an executed consideration? An executed consideration consists of an actual performance in return for a promise. In the case of Amana Suit Hotels Limited and PDP, the court held that in a unilateral contract, consideration, which is an integral part of any binding contract, consists of actual performance in return for a promise, in bracket, reward. The performance is referred to as executed consideration. Also see the case of Kali and Carbolic Smoke Ball for further clarification. An executory consideration, on the other hand, consists of a performed act in return for a promise. It is mostly found in reward cases where one person, for example, um the police want to arrest a particular set of criminal, and then they give a public notice. Anybody who gives us information, relevant information that will lead to the arrest of such criminals will receive a reward. Such is an example of an executory consideration. The party who goes out of his way to give relevant information to the arrest of these criminals has offered a consideration in law and is entitled to that reward. See the case of Arrow and Clark. Now, the next objective to handle is past consideration. The law is right that past consideration will not support a contract which is sought to be specifically performed. For example, that we had a contract before and I paid money with respect to that contract and it was performed, does not mean that when we want to perform another contract of that nature again, that you will not pay another money for it or pay another or furnish another consideration for it. In the case of Sanusi and Daniyan and others, the court held that it is the law that past consideration will not support a contract which is sought to be specifically performed. Also see Robertson and St. John. On the adequacy of consideration, the law is right that consideration need not be adequate, but it must be something of value in the eyes of the law. The rule in the Pines case says that the payment of a lesser sum would not discharge a debt from the obligation to pay the full amount of debt, the consent of the plaintiff notwithstanding. In our next video, we are going to talk about equitable estoppel or promissory estoppel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And please, I repeat, hit the notification bell so that anytime I release a video like this, you get to know about it and share with your friends. Thank you very much.